I have taken refuge in many things during my life. Having a nice home and financial security has certainly been very important to me. Outdoor recreational activities have provided me with a great deal of sense pleasure, but it seems that my real afflictions have been an overwhelming, intense desire for praise, recognition, respect, and a good reputation. I can't say that I have not derived some happiness from all of these worldly concerns, but the happiness has been pretty fleeting, and I never seem to fill those buckets of desire that I have. And the effort to attain these things and keep them intact has provided me with a great deal of stress, anxiety, and frustration. In other words, the dukkha that my worldly concerns gave me, in most cases, canceled out the happiness. Kind of a no-sum game. We all need something in our lives to depend upon and trust. Lately, I am trying to find my refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, and my actions. What I think, say, and do are truly the ground upon which I will stand during the remainder of this life and future lives to come. Besides my gratitude for this precious human life, I feel most grateful for finding the Abbey and meeting the Dharma. It has truly changed my direction 180 degrees in knowing what is important and how to find true and lasting happiness. The opportunity to give back through financial contributions and time here at the Abbey is really a gift that I am giving myself. My wife and I periodically work and live in Hawaii. Many people use the term paradise when referring to Hawaii. At first, we tended to agree with them, but after not too long, we started to experience all the disadvantages of living on the most isolated islands on the planet. Hawaii actually is, the Hawaiian Islands are furthest from any major landmass of any island in the world. Now, whenever we hear the word paradise, we look at each other and laugh. In fact, we've decided to take the word out of our vocabulary. Unlike the Hawaiian Islands, the Abbey feels like an island of peace and tranquility in an ocean of chaos and violence. We all should feel extremely grateful that we have accumulated so much merit in previous lives to have created the causes and conditions to be sitting here today. Thank you.
Where to begin? I guess when I first heard that Venerable wanted to start a monastery, I had some kind of intelligence to realize what her vision was to have monastics have a place where they could train in a setting that was conducive to their practice, and that they would do nothing but focus on that. And to me, I thought, well, that makes a lot of sense. It's, the world is so crazy, to just have a place where they had the stillness and the peace to get their practice done and just focus on that. So I thought, well, I don't think I can do that, but I can sure help them do that, or I can try to help them do that. And so I dove in. When Venerable located here, I thought, not many people knew about it at the beginning. Well, maybe from a distance there were many supporters, but locally not many people knew she had moved here. And so there was lots of opportunity to do a lot of different kinds of things. So You know where I'm going with this here. So once again, as Minnie mentioned, I've never done that before, but I'll give it a try. So nap weaning was one of those. This is when there was like 3 or 4 volunteers looking at 240 acres of knapweed. Oh yeah, we're going to pull them out by hand. I think that was an idea at one time. It's like, okay. But some other fascinating little projects were when there was not enough washing machines and dryers to take care of the retreatants during winter retreat. And so then the idea was, well, somebody could do their laundry for them. So you were in on that, weren't you?
Only one.
I was like, Sandy and I, we'll do it. And Dana, in the snow. Well, these are things the logistics I hadn't really thought through. Like, well, how much laundry? A lot of laundry. So I got to, several of us got to know the people in Newport at the laundromat really well. And then when they talked to me about my family, it was very, very sweet, because we had sizes from little itty bitty socks to very, very big socks. And they're like, "My, you have a lot of laundry." So the adventures of the different things I've gotten to do, and as Ken also mentioned, that starting to think that I'm helping, but then after a while realizing that I was the beneficiary by offering service, and the joy of being able to help far outweighed whatever my skill level or contribution, because it also became clear very, very much that we are this web of support for the Abbey, and even if I tried to do something alone, the obstacles until more people were included, then things started to work better even, and that motivation that we share together is so much richer. And so to start to incorporate working with my mind as I'm offering service, and try to incorporate mind training and the bodhicitta in everything I do, from watching the monastics, and what I've learned is beyond description. So I would encourage anyone who's even thinking about it to come on up and try it, and join us and them in the vision, and have the impact that sharing the impact they're having on the world and beyond.
I met Venerable Shudran in spring, I think, of 2003, and she mentioned that she wanted to create an abbey, and she was looking for a site in southern Idaho. And I was thinking, so far away. And then I heard a few months later that she'd found one in Newport, like 40 miles from my house. And I was like, oh my, this must be karma. It must be karma. But I have not been the stalwart helper that Tracy has been. I think I helped her fold clothes once, and that was a long day. I've worked in the forest, I think, once or twice. And so my role had kind of devolved, as I saw it, into every time I was here, over there in Ananda Hall, every time I was here, I would wash dishes. And I thought, okay, that's my role. I'm washing dishes. But then a few weeks ago, I saw this it was an email, I think, about migrating the things to the website. And of course, I know nothing about websites, nothing about migrating. It was a new word to me, but I do know how to spell and punctuate and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, I can help with that. And I just am blown away, first by the beauty of the new website, because when I migrate something over, I click on preview and see how it's going to look. It's just absolutely stunning. Second, by the complexity of the job, and I'm thinking, if they found 42 volunteers that can do this, because when I do it, I think I have 4 websites open, plus the Excel spreadsheet, plus Text Wrangler, and plus I'm always, emailing Heather and saying, I don't know what went wrong, but I have to say, I am so impressed. The training materials that Heather has made are absolutely wonderful. She has all these videos that are totally crystal clear. She has the written list of how to work with WordPress, and so I, who am really, basically way too old to be doing any of this stuff, am doing this stuff and really enjoying it, and I'm just, as with everything at the Abbey, I'm just so impressed by the quality, the care, the concern that goes into everything. And I think with my 10-year association with this Abbey, I have gained so much, much more than I've given, that's for sure, but I have gained so much just in seeing that dedication to practice, yes, but also to living a quality life, doing things right, doing things beautifully. It's very, very impressive, and if I go on like this, I'll need a Kleenex too. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity.
So I'm brand new. I've been staying as a guest over in Gotami Hall for 4 or 5 days. So I feel very much that I'm benefiting from previous volunteers, and I really appreciate the buildings, and I really appreciate being here. It's a great opportunity to live in a monastic community. I'm a married person. My husband's actually staying as a guest here too in the men's quarters. It's been really, really wonderful so far. We're both very glad, I think, to be here. And some of the things I've been lucky to work on are clearing forest debris, making forest debris into a condominium for bunnies, doing a little blurb writing for the website, also working some in the kitchen, which I really enjoy, and doing some chores. And it's really, really great to treat all kinds of work as the spiritual path and to make it into causes for our future awakening.
I'm not brand new. I have a track record of a full 4 weeks now, so I consider myself a bit of a veteran. No, not really. I'm from Belgium. That's far away, and I guess what I want to say is if I can make it from Belgium, then no one in the United States has any excuse not to show up here. I mean, so just to I was struck by Venerable Samton's reference to having people put a paintbrush in your hands as you're getting out of the car, and she said it's a joke. No, it's not. I was out of the car, technically. I think my bag was still in the car, and I was drafted into some sort of delivery situation. So, yeah, there you go. And 4 weeks later, things haven't really changed. But that's a good thing, because I think the people here are, I believe the word would be real, genuine, authentic, and it makes you a better person to be around those people. It makes you genuine, it makes you give, and it makes you not wonder and not sort of go into the story of I've never done this before, I'm not a technical person. I am the least technical person in the universe, that's official, but I've been sharpening chainsaws. If they let me do that, and it worked out, I think, and I still have all my digits, so that's good. They give trust, a bit of instruction, but mostly they let you try things out. And I've been doing more manual labor and technical things than I've ever done in my whole life. And so far, things have seemed to work out. And I've never been more happy to work. And I love my job very much, so that says something. Being genuine is easy around genuine people. And giving is easy, becomes easy around people who give and do nothing but give. They give orders sometimes, but I'm sorry, they call it instructions, yes. Actually, they call it transmissions, yes. So when they say, let me give you the transmission, well, that's actually monastic code for, listen up, I'll tell you just once and you better make it work. That's not true. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be funny, I shouldn't. The one thing I want to say, these are real people. And if you feel like a real experience of real giving, I would even say you don't even need to be a Buddhist. If you have some faith in people who try really hard to be genuine, and that inspires you in a way, come over. Do this. A day, a week, a month, whatever. If I can make it from Europe, so can you. Take the time to do that. It's really worth it.
For the larger part of my 15-year practice, I've been a long-distance practitioner. I mean, I've attended teachings whenever I could, but most of it was online. And I discovered Venerable's teachings, and after that, whatever problem I had, I'd put in the name of that problem, followed by Thibetan children, and I'd press Google and go, and I would come up with a whole host of teachings by Venerable that were incredibly helpful, that actually changed my life. I really at one stage didn't think I'd make it here. We moved up from Tennessee. I wasn't well, and I kept hearing Venerable say, be happy to create the causes, be happy to create the causes, and so I did. I was just so happy to have the teachings available that really helped me work with my mind, that put things into perspective and just made me a better person. So I kept on just being happy to create the causes, and my family all lives overseas because I'm from South Africa originally. And so I was on Facebook with all my family, and I started posting these teachings because they were so incredible. They helped me so much. Although everybody's looking for teachings that help them, they want advice. So I started with the website, the Facebook page, and I just started posting these teachings. Every time they came up, every morning I would post the new teaching, posting quotes and all that, and eventually we had so many followers. It was, I think the one site ended up at 1,000, 2,000 followers. We were really pumping. A lot of people were so happy with these teachings. And I never actually thought of it as service. It was just that I wanted people to have these wonderful teachings to help them, And I never thought of that as actually service, an offering to the Abbey. And then, of course, thanks to my husband being so supportive, when he retired, we got to move to Spokane. Finally, my big dream came true. And now being here, working in the garden, just the little bits that I do, I haven't done that much. Tracy teaching me how to shop and helping me along, and it's just incredible. I feel so at home. I feel so much unconditional love and so much support, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to offer service and to be of any kind of help. And it is so beautiful here. It is just wonderful. The people are wonderful. If you can come and offer service, it's the best thing you'll do. It really, really is. And I just want to thank you all for this great, great opportunity. Thank you, Venerable, from the bottom of my heart.
It's been about 2 months since I've been at the Abbey, and what strikes me the most is how many faces have come through the door to be able to volunteer and offer service, and how many continually faces I'm now starting to see and recognize every time the Abbey hosts an event, and it's really amazing. And with all these faces coming through the door, and even with me, is the community just instantly integrates you. Kind of the paintbrush shook. I mean, I walked through the door and was instantly handed a statue to help fill, and filling it with rolled mantra that people prepared, and it was like, here, put a mask on and have fun. And it was really amazing. It was just welcome to the Abbey, how instantly, there was a level of trust coming from the monastics here to say, yes, I think you're capable of doing this. If you don't think you are, we think you are. And having that support from all of you is a very big confidence boost. And doing things I think that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do in their normal everyday life, like working in the forest, laying pavers in the front that people are going to walk on for generations and generations to come, and use the prayer wheels out front. And what really makes it very important for me is I was talking with me and Venerable Jampa yesterday, I think, about the name of the soap that's here, and it's 7 generations. And why the soap has that name is because the people, whenever they made an action, as a Native American term or concept, they think 7 generations ahead. Will this be able to benefit 7 generations at least ahead? And I think that's something that the Abbey is definitely doing. They're laying such a solid foundation that obviously it's very beneficial to all of us here, but then our children, our children's children, and anyone else. Not to mention all the people online, but even just physically coming to the Abbey itself. And you see that because they're always planning new buildings, and I hear there's all this possibility for new ones in the future, and whenever they get the energy back up. So I think you have a lot of support to help you with that when you would like. And just the varied amount of things that I've been given the trust to do, whether it's cooking, cleaning, and no matter how new you are here, if you have an opinion or a voice, it gets listened to and it gets counted in, which is something very, very unique and very, very appreciative. I've been reading a book that Nagarjuna's put together of a bunch of stories, and it started off with generosity, and he was talking about outward giving and inward giving. And what's unique, I think, about the Abbey is you have that opportunity to do both. You can outwardly give your service, your time, your effort, but at the same time, though, it's all centered in a foundation of practice and making yourself a better individual than you were when you left. So then you kind of have that ability to pay it forward. And I think that's something that I will take definitely from the Abbey when I leave, is that ability just to have more confidence and pay it forward in what I've learned here and be able to help and maybe inspire people to come here as well. So I think, a few of us have mentioned it already, but if you happen upon this online and you've had the glimmer of a thought to come to the Abbey, or what is this about, I would definitely recommend it. It's a very transformative experience. And my example with work, I just told them what I want to do, and they said go. I think they realized I would become a better person by coming back, just from the environment that I was in here. And so take the chance, just do it. You will not be disappointed with yourself.